Yeah, so we've been doing virtual damage assessments with our state and local counterparts since Tuesday. We're now on the ground doing the door-to-door assessment starting this morning, and we'll be here as long as we're needed. The state leads this process, and they'll have us stay as long as we're needed to see the damage they want us to see. We have 6 FEMA teams, which is comprised of about 20 FEMA staff, but that is just a reflection of the FEMA component. The teams, as you saw, are comprised of local emergency management, state emergency management, and U.S. Small Business Administration officials. So it's a collective whole community assessment going on. So the assessment is just a snapshot of the impacts of the disaster. So the idea is we're going to go to the hardest hit areas based on those 211 reports that were received by the locals since day one. So that kind of gets our team started, and then the state kind of leads the plan for going to additional neighborhoods. But like I said, it's just a snapshot. We do not have to knock on every single person's door to know the extent and severity and magnitude of the event.
Sure.
So if people don't get a knock on their door, I would encourage them to not be frustrated by that because it has no bearing on if they're eligible for assistance if there is a declaration. Our teams are not going indoors. They want to talk to residents, if residents are home, to get an understanding of how much water did they get in their homes? How high was it? Did it affect mechanicals like furnaces and water heaters? Were they without power for an extended period of time? Were they insured for the losses they sustained? Or are they now having to live somewhere else because it's not safe to live in their homes? Those are the kind of questions we're asking. So there's no set time frame for that declaration to occur. What I can tell you is as soon as those assessments are done, all of that information goes back to the state. The state then determines whether they're going to request that disaster declaration. If they make that request, it goes to FEMA and up to the White House for a decision. But like I said, we're trying to get an understanding of what the impacts were of the event, and hearing from residents and their firsthand experience just helps us better be informed of what happened here. That said, I would encourage them to ensure that whoever is knocking on their door has an official logo on their shirt, has an official badge, and know that they will never ask for personal identifiable information or money. If somebody asks for that and claims they're with FEMA, they are not, and they should call local authorities immediately.